Hello, Council Road. Well, it's the beginning of the Advent season, and this is the last month of our Read Through the Bible plan. I hope it's been a blessing to you. You know, there's an old song by the Beatles called All You Need Is Love, and that can be the title for today's devotional. We've got some pretty controversial topics today, as we're in 1 Corinthians 12 through 14. This is a strong letter written by Paul to the church in Corinth, and historical context is really important to our understanding. We see a relatively young church navigating the new Christian life in an immoral and idolatrous culture, and some problems arose in the church. These particular chapters that we're reading address public worship gatherings. And there really are two key phrases to keep in mind here: building up or edification, and love. So services were chaotic, a bit disruptive, and confusing to visitors. Some people were having some powerful worship experiences and were praying out loud in unknown languages. Others would start teaching, and then others would get up and interrupt. Women were talking too much, calling into question those who were teaching. So, in these chapters, Paul devotes a lot of text to spiritual gifts. Spiritual gifts are special abilities given by God to help build up the church. We also see that Paul uses the human body as a metaphor for the church, one body with different parts or unique roles, all sovereignly arranged and functioning together. But in Corinth, these varieties of gifts were misused. Some people were elevating some gifts above others, resulting in feelings of self-importance, while some felt insignificant. There was envy and competition for the quote-unquote important parts. Paul teaches that God creates a unique, equally important place for all of us in this integrated body. Every member of the body is needed. That's his plan. There's a customized, God-designed role just for you. I hope you've found that, because there's great joy in discovering how God has gifted us and loving it and even treasuring it. I can say from my own experience, it's very fulfilling serving in that framework. It doesn't always mean it's easy, but it just fits. Now, interestingly enough, right in between these teachings on the gifts is the love chapter, 1 Corinthians 13, one of the most famous and beautiful chapters in the Bible, and it's a definition of real, true love. Now, in this historical context, it's appropriately placed, because here Paul teaches the church to love extravagantly. Love is more important than practicing the gifts. Apart from love, spiritual gifts amount to nothing. So, what's the bottom line? Two things. Number one, worship gatherings should be peaceful and orderly, yet balanced with flexibility and creativity, all while being sensitive to God's Spirit. And number two, our motive for using our spiritual gifts should be love and to build up the body, to strengthen the church. To quote a few phrases from the Message, love never gives up. It cares more for others than for self. It doesn't want what it doesn't have. It doesn't strut or have a swelled head. It trusts in God always. It always looks for the best. It never looks back, and it keeps going until the end.